And, you know, for me, it was always like, you know, entrepreneurship was something that I was always very interested in, right? So I had worked across, you know, some of the larger tech companies in the US, but also across investment funds, right? And it's something that I always, you know, was very passionate about, right? I think for me, it came to a time in my career where I was kind of just looking for something new, right? Looking to take a risk and even try entrepreneurship myself.
And the startup is something that I'm really interested in because we often see the glamorous aspects of startup, of like successful businessmen kind of stuff, but we barely see the difficulties behind that. And to get to this level, you have to go through a lot of stages. So what are some of the difficulties that you encounter at the beginning phase of an entrepreneur?
Yeah, thousands, basically.
Thousands,
yeah.
I know.
You know, I completely agree with you. And, you know, I think from the outside in, it looks very easy because a lot of people, especially on social media like LinkedIn and Facebook, everyone's celebrating their successes, right? So in the beginning, you know, we probably LinkedIn or, you know, messaged hundreds and thousands of people and everyone said no. Everyone said, this is a bad idea. You guys should start all over. You guys should do something else, right?
How long did it take you to like attract investors?
In the beginning, it was very, very hard, right? It was, I think, like several months, right?
Wow.
Of just meeting people. People would like not show up, or people would say, "I don't," you know, I think
around.
Exactly, right? Oh, you guys are cool, but I don't like this idea, right?
Wow.
And you just have to keep on going, right? And I think luckily for us, you know, we found the right investors to believe in our vision. Yeah, and I think the hardest thing about the startup is that you just never know what will happen, right?
Hearing your stories, I'm really impressed at how you handle the situations very smoothly, the difficulties as well. So I want to ask you about the management skill, like the problem-solving skill, which is very important for the youngsters nowadays, and how the young people can embrace the entrepreneurial spirit, which I think requires a lot of problem-solving skills and decision-making skill as well.
Yeah, I think that's a really great question. And actually, when I was, you know, starting my company, it's something that I also wasn't completely confident of, right? Because it seems like when you have a stable job and you have a salary, everything seems great, right? Because you don't have to rely on everyone, and you know that you're going to get paid, and you know that, hey, at least I can build my career and I have a path forward. And for me, it was when I was kind of starting my company, it was a bit scary at first as well, because it meant that you have to give up all of these things, right? You have to give up all of these relationships, all of these things that you built within this company, and start over from scratch and do it by yourself, right? But for me, ultimately, it came to kind of a decision, right? And that decision was, hey, where am I in my life, right? And am I comfortable embracing this opportunity right now? And for me, when I looked upon my life, when I looked upon my career, right, what I realized is that for myself, I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship, right? Like I could work another job at a bigger company and it would be fun, it would be great, right? But it's not something that is truly my passion. And it's not something that you wake up in the morning and you say, wow, I'm so excited to go to work, right? I love doing this. And, you know, for me, it was also the fact that, you know, I realized that I was still quite young, right? I'm still quite young, and you know, when you're young, you can afford to take risks. You can afford you can afford to make mistakes, right? You can afford to do some crazy stuff, like move to Vietnam and start a real estate company, and you know, whatever, right? Like you can afford to do all of that, right? But maybe when you're older, you don't have that opportunity as much. So when you know, I kind of reflected on that myself when I talked to mentors. It was ultimately the decision of like, you know, right now I have a really unique opportunity to do something like this, right? And if I didn't do it, if I, you know, just skipped it on this opportunity, I would feel like I was not being authentic to myself and what I really wanted to do. So yeah, so basically, you know, I think for me it's just like a lot of reflection and you know, making sure that I was comfortable with this and making sure that it's something I really wanted to do and just do it. Yeah, basically.
Definitely. I totally agree. I don't think passion just comes unexpectedly. I think passion just comes from a lot of difficulties and ups and downs, and also the self-reflection on a daily basis.
Yes.
And most importantly, take risks.
Yes.
For the young people.
Yes.
So, like, does the exposure to many different countries and cultures affect your passion, like ignite your passion for entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps, right? Because I think if you grow up in one culture or one environment, you know, you're very used to all the factors or all the things happening there, right?
Yeah.
So you say, oh, this is the way of life, right? And this is how everything is, right? But if you get a chance to, you know, move around or live in different environments and grow up in different environments and work with a wide range of people, you begin to realize how diverse the world really is, right? And I think beyond that, you know, just in your international experience, working with people from different cultures, you get to really kind of see what the best of everyone is, right? And you get to draw from that experience and then synthesize it and then, you know, kind of adapt it to yourself as well. Yeah.
That is something we also want to convey to the show, to the audience, that just be open and like be discovering the world.
Yes.
And you will see the difference, the miracle there.
Yes.